Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Marqus Davis here with another positive podcast. I have with me a coach. This is a leadership series we're doing, focusing on coaching and leading your teams and being positive at the same time through adversity. So I'm here with Coach
Kevin Darden, coach of Wilmington Excel 10U boys. Just a travel program here out of Wilmington, North Carolina. We've got I think it's 8 teams with us, 9U to 14U girls teams as well. So just trying to make an impact.
That's good, Coach. Well, thank you for doing that. So before we get there, every coach has a story. Mm-hmm. Every story has a starting point. We just want you to just go ahead and start. You can start with where you were born, raised, and just leading us up until just who the man that we're speaking to today.
Yeah, so I was born and raised in Wilmington, North Carolina, floor 8 at New Hanover Hospital. But I've been local boy since day one, and went to school at Wilmington Christian Academy here in Wilmington, and then I left and went to Liberty in Lynchburg, Virginia. Spent 4 years there in the sports management department, and I was actually a manager with the Liberty men's basketball team there. That's where I learned a lot of what I try to use today, and just got into coaching right away. As soon as I graduated college, I got right into coaching a little bit in Lynchburg, and then I moved to Atlanta and got in with a company there and coached a year there. And then when I moved back home to Wilmington, I got in with Craig Tucker over at Wilmington Christian and coached there for 2 years, and then went over to the rival Coastal Christian and started coaching there. Now this will be my 4th year over there, and then got with Halo Hoops in the process. It's where I'm currently at. It's my full-time occupation. We coach, we run camps, we have clinics, travel ball, leagues, anything you can think of. We, like I said, I coach the 10U men's team, and right now we're doing some tournaments, and right now currently going to Jacksonville this weekend and just trying to keep it rolling. But coaching is my full-time thing.
Oh yeah, so you a full-time coach. You gave it to us. I was gonna go in there and try to jump in, but you gave us the rundown right there, man. And the biggest thing I wanted to also ask you about your playing days. When did you first pick up? So you're a full-time coach. When did you first pick up the basketball?
Man, my first word was ball. After that came mom and dad. I started at a young age.
It was just only basketball for you, or did you?
It was only basketball for a while. I loved it first.
Okay.
I played baseball. I played soccer. I think I may have been a better baseball player.
Yeah.
I just didn't love it.
Okay. And that's what it's about too. It's about love.
Gotta love it. I tell my kids all the time, do something you're gonna enjoy, whether that is basketball or baseball or football, whatever it is. Do something you enjoy. But started church ball when I was in 1st grade, and all the way up. Went through middle school.
So where did you play the church ball? You said
Grace Baptist Church. So
okay.
Wilmington Christian Academy, Grace Baptist Church. I started there, Grace team, and won a city championship back in.
Shout out your coach. Who was your coach then? Remember?
Mr.
Bennett. You got the memory and everything. Yeah. That's good. Coach Bennett.
Coach Bennett.
Do you still see him today?
He passed away about 2 years ago.
Man,
passed away about 2 years ago. Yeah,
everything that he's still for it.
Yep, good friend of mine. Good friend of my father's actually. His son grew up with my father. Mr. Bennett was probably 60s when he was coaching me back in the day.
Yeah, and he left something out here, and that's the biggest thing too about passing knowledge and information.
Exactly.
And it's me asking you why. Shout out that coach is because he put something in you and make you want to coach. You never know. And when you're coaching those young ones,
right?
What's that one thing that's going to spark?
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, like I said, he was my first coach. Was a great coach. Left a legacy. He's coached for a long time. But he's surely missed.
But where did you first start playing competitively?
Competitively, I travel ball. I played for the Wilmington Riptides with Coach Bob Kiesler.
Okay.
I still hang around his son today. Will Kiesler is one of our coaches. He coaches our 14U team. So me and Will see each other a lot. I keep up with a lot of them. Zach Allen was on my travel team. I played from 10U to 17U, and Zach Allen is was one of my good friends on the team. He's actually my best man at my wedding.
Oh, yeah.
Great. So, as well as Sean McMahon, my
another shout out to sports, man.
Exactly.
Best man friendships built.
Keeping them together, man. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, because when
Zach's still playing golf, and it's just the competitiveness.
Yeah, he know all sides of you. You got the locker room.
Exactly.
You got the game. You got off the court when we just leisure.
Right.
You know? So
whenever we would travel to tournaments, it was my dad and his dad, us staying. We'd get a hotel room and we travel together. And so it was. I mean, it builds relationships. I mean, this travel ball stuff, you really get to know, both sides of the player. You get to know the athlete side, then you get to know, like, how's this person, when we're out to eat or when we're traveling, or
that's right.
How's their living situation. And so it gets you, you build a bond with these guys. And so that's where I started playing competitively. We ended up being a pretty good team, and some of these guys even went on to play D1 and some college ball. So definitely I would say Wilmington Riptides is where I got competitive.
Okay. Moving on through Riptides to the high school.
Yeah. Played at Wilmington Christian Academy. Was a 3-year starter for varsity.
What position?
Shooting guard.
Shooting guard. Now, what was your role on the team, coach?
Playmaker, man.
Playmaker?
I was
what was the numbers then? What was the numbers? Yeah,
so sophomore year 17.
17?
Junior 22.
Okay.
Senior year 23.
Got any tapes? Got any?
I guess.
Okay. That's great. All the ball players really do have proof.
Right, I
understand.
I've got junior year was good. Everybody. This is some advice for guys who are going through high school right now. Everybody thinks that your sophomore year you're killing it, your junior year you're killing it, your senior year everybody's like, yeah, I'm gonna kill it this year. But you gotta remember, you don't have those seniors that are helping take the load off.
Okay.
You're the man now, and everybody knows that when you go walk into that rival school. Yeah. So they putting your best player on you.
You don't have report is out. It's been out.
Right.
It's been formed.
Exactly.
And
so senior year, that's when you got to take the next leap. That's when you got to step it up. I tell my guys over at Coastal, hey, senior year is going to be tougher because now they've seen you for 2 or 3 years. And they know what you got. So you got to be able to accept it. And let's roll with it.
Yeah, find a new. You're a leader now.
Exactly.
Now you're the leader. Now you're that guy that initiates a lot of things. That's great. That's great insight. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. You gotta be ready to roll with the punches senior year because you got to be able to guard the best as well as be guarded by the best. So
okay. So when then after Christian.
After Wilmington Christian, I went to Liberty University. Didn't play any ball there. I got a couple D2 offers. Pfeiffer University offered me. Atlanta Christian down in Georgia offered me. There was a couple other schools, but none of them felt right. I thought, I had a lot of friends. My sister, my cousins, they were all going to Liberty University. That's where my mom went. My aunts and uncles, and the whole family went to Liberty. So it felt right. And I thought I could walk on there. Ended up becoming a manager. I had the opportunity to walk on, but as a 22-year-old with a girlfriend at the time, I needed some money.
Yeah.
So that was more important to me at the time. But looking back at it, would I have played? Yes. I would have.
But all the steps that you took got you where you are now, and you're thankful for those because we're here talking to you, and you impacted so many kids' lives. But going back to you shot your shot still, correct?
Yes, exactly.
So you've still been a playmaker.
No regrets.
Yeah, when you went to Liberty.
Yeah,
tried out. Did you try out?
I tried out no, I didn't try out. I was about to try out my junior year, but then that's when they offered me the job as manager with pay. And
okay,
I knew at the time I thought I could have made it. I knew some of the guys trying out, and I, a little boost on myself. I thought I was better than them, but at the time, like I said, $300 every 2 weeks for a college student. That's some serious money.
And so you made your decision,
right?
Yeah. You had to do that too. You had to make your decision. You had to just keep making them. You became a manager. It still was a part of the team and role, and you have all this experience now with actually preparation. That's the biggest. That's a big thing too in coaching because I know coaches. Who coached LeBron to? Are you a fan of LeBron James?
Yeah.
Who coached LeBron to his first ring?
Yeah.
was the video guy.
Right.
Look,
exactly.
now, no disrespect to that, but if you're around the game, you know, and you're looking at your situation and knowing your purpose, knowing what you want to do with it, man, you're soaking up knowledge constantly.
Yep.
And that's why we got this podcast going on. Again, I know we spoke a little before, but just knowing who you are as a coach and your journey is going to help not only myself and my personal development on coaching kids and being a good person, but maybe another coach that's listening or a player that's listening. You're already dropping jewels on senior development that I haven't even went back to. In my mind, I was like, oh yeah, man, I do remember the difference. The senior year, man, and I'm on the field, and it was like, junior year, they never really heard of you. Just moved to Charlotte, and I'm making plays. And then my senior year, they knew about me. So now you 3 bodies. Yeah. You go right. You can't go left. They know you like to do this.
It's
they know.
A jump.
Yeah. And so they deal with that now too, and that can kind of tie into the whole social media and actually seeing, not even social media, but what's the app that they use high school now to send a tape?
We've got Crossover.
Yeah. It's another one, man. Yeah, Huddle. That's what it is. Yeah, Huddle. When I was coming through school, we didn't have that. Right. So even the players can just get on there and look at Huddle. So they're looking at your scouting report. Yeah. And they're looking at film and you gotta. Yeah. It's another level.
Nowadays, we'll get done with the game at 9:00. Before I get home, the game is up, broken down by player, by possession, and now it's like the tools they have now that they didn't have even 10 years ago is unbelievable.
Yeah, and it's constantly changing.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So you got to have a forward-thinking mind, and even as a coach, you have to have that, especially in a program like you have here, where it's turnover. Kids going to get older, and your program's still going to be around. Right. So you got to be ready to go with it. So I think that's a good way to start into talking about your actual team here. Yeah. So you're here now. You know, you have that experience. When was your first year actually coaching? Not the other stuff that you do with Halo, but actually being the head coach of the Excel team.
Yeah. So I started. This is technically my 3rd year. My 2nd year with this team that I'm currently with. I started with an 11U team 3 years ago, and ended up passing that on to another coach they're doing real well now, but I jumped back to the 9U because I wanted to start at the bottom. I wanted to start with a team that I could develop grow with, because that was a big thing for me when I played travel ball. Was I started at 10U and I went all the way to 17U with the same 8 or 9 guys. Yes, there was some pieces here or there that, like you said, turnovers and fell off or whatever, but the main core 8 or 9 guys stuck together, and we're all still good friends today. So that's what I value more than X's and O's is, making these 9-year-olds last year who are 10-year-old now, making them in 7 years when I say goodbye to them and they're off to a new coach, hopefully in college, is did I make an impact on their life?
True.
Are they going to school? Are they, obeying mother and father? If they've got a mother and father, I want them to be not only good ball players, but I want them to be great young men to society. That's my ultimate key. And I think my coach when I was doing Riptides basketball was his name was Bob Kiesler, and he was a huge impact to me. And he always said, when you get to high school, you're gonna have a way better coach than this crappy old guy that you got right now. Well, that couldn't have been farther from the truth, because he grew us as young men, and that's my big thing. Is I want to take this TNU team and grow them as young men.
Oh man, there it is. Yeah, you heard it, man. You said it. I couldn't have said any better. The only thing with that right there and dealing with the adversity is it's a travel team. How do you stay positive? Like keeping them motivated because you got tryouts. Right. Let's say the next year we want this team to stay together forever, but then LeBron come to town, and it's like, hey, listen, man, I gave you this, but now
no, I hear that. Yeah, so a lot of my guys, we talked about being able to play 1 through 10, having a roster that is good enough to excel. Now, you'll know by the time 12, 13, 14 years old comes around that, is this what you want to do? Is this what you want to do full time? And they'll know that. If basketball is what they want to do, then they're going to stick with me and they're going to continue to develop. And I'm going to help them as much as possible. Now, like you said, if LeBron comes to town, we're going to have to, hey, listen, if this is who you want to beat out for the spot, this is it. Because, you're hurting the team. I'm going to add this kid to my team. You're going to hurt the team if we can't stay together. Like, if you can't continue to build. Now, that's not to say I'm just going to put you on the back burner. Yeah. I'm going to continue to help you get better. Yeah. But I'm going to do what's best for my team and what's best to continue to get us to the next level.
Yeah. And even as I'm talking about it that way, and that parent you're talking to or you're sitting across from, those are truths that you're signing up for whenever you say this. Hey, we're going to get into this competitive travel ball, because I know we know all levels.
Right.
We know the collegiate, professional, and then you have the amateur, and then this travel. This travel is a different, and you're giving me knowledge on the travel game as well. So I appreciate that. Now, the more I think about it. It is a job to take home with you, so you got to have a good team. Could you shout out your team?
Yeah, Wilmington Excel 10U.
No, I'm talking about like your coaching team, your staff, because you couldn't put all this on just you. You know what I mean?
Talking about like on my boys?
Yeah, like your assistant coaches, who helps you make the decisions. Like even when I do the how many? Can you say you have multiple teams? You have tryouts?
I've got we got tryouts in January, but I've got like Sean McMahon is the other employee here with Halo, and he's my assistant coach, and we make a good team because he is the I call him the mother, the nurturer of the team, and where I really push, I want my kids to get better and push.
That's
Sean really helps me by like
Hey,
keeps me in line.
Yeah, that's right. They're young. They're real young. Right. Don't worry about it, coach.
Right. but I'm gonna throw him under the bus real quick. He's the only one who's got a technical this year. So Sean, if you're listening, I apologize, but yeah, no. So Sean does a good job of helping me stay in line and keep the kids in line. And Dave Davies here at Halo as well. And I'm a learner of the game as well. I'm not. Yes, I help these boys, but I get my help from guys who have done it. So Dave Davies, who has coached ball before, Bob Kiesler, coaches like Craig Wheeler, Craig Tucker, and guys that have been an influence in my life. I reach out to them and say, hey, this ain't working. What should I do? So I think that goes through every aspect of life. You always need to look for help. You can't do everything on your own. You always got to find somebody who is going to help you, along the way. So when I tell my high school kids, it's a new team. We're brand new. We're learning new things. I got to remind myself, like, I'm about to get married in 4 months. That's about to be my team. My fiance is about to be my team. Us two together are a team. So what I learned in basketball, playing together and working together and teamwork, I got to do that with my fiance and my wife in 4 months. So,
and then what makes all that easier? And I was listening to Dean Smith say this. I know you got the Duke stuff on, but I listened to Dean. And Dean said, discipline is big.
Yes.
And that's a big piece in the foundation. So long as you're disciplined, disciplined and consistent with your rules, everything goes smooth. And then that also breeds your confidence too, because you always have that to fall back on. Shout out to the team again on that one, man. Getting back on topic too far as like down the line where you going with this team, your goals, your end goals for your organization, for your Halo. Where do you see this organization and your 10U team 4 years down the line?
I just want to see us playing the best competition. It's not about winning to me so much as these kids getting better, because we've talked with some of the kids, and even at 10U, kids know what they want to do. Like Trent Davies, I'll throw his name out. It's Dave's son. Trent is on my team. Both of his parents played college ball. His brothers play basketball. They don't play any other sport. Trent's going to be a basketball player. And so, you talk to Trent, it's like, what do you want to do when you get to 14? Now we're in high school. What do you want to do? If it's college ball, I'm going to help you get there. I'm going to do what I can to get you there. So, I just want to know what kids want to do. If it ain't basketball, great. Call me if you need help. We'll be there for you no matter what. So at 14U, I want my team to be playing the best basketball we can be playing. And I want them to, know by 14 whether this is for them or whether this isn't for them. Because if it ain't for them, then you're just wasting our time. You're not helping our team. If it is for you, well, let's let's take the next step. Let's let's not just play around Wilmington. Let's go to Atlanta. Let's go to Charlotte. Let's go to Washington D.C. Let's play the best basketball players we can play. Not to get you noticed, because there's no college kid in college looking at 14U travel programs.
But it's a perception now.
It is a perception,
and with the social media, and how Bronny's doing,
right?
Since it's a different way, right? You have to respect the time that we're in.
Absolutely. If you've got a Bronny on your team,
I'm just saying, like,
everybody knows who it is. If you got a
if you got a
Jason Tatum or a Cole Anthony, then they know. College coaches are that's their job. That's their job, to find the best players to put them at their school.
Yeah.
So if I've got the best players in the country on my 14U Wilmington Excel team, when we get there, they might they're going to reach out and look for them.
But see me, and this is just a positive mindset. And
right.
As a competitor,
yes.
A positive competitive mindset is I do have that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, so you're saying your player right now. I don't want to name anybody now. I was like, your player right now has the potential to be this because you come to my program, which is Halo, Excel, because it's a different level to it. We're speaking about we are speaking to those parents who are saying, hey, I want this for you. This is our path that I want to take you on. I think this is what you need. So to say that, to be different, to step outside that box, it is. We all need those options. And I just hearing your thought on it and everything, man. We appreciate it here at the PAVEDOT Positive Podcast. Moving right along with that. So what are some of your foundations that you put in to with your team to hold it together, so they fall back on? I can give you an example of just like, some coaches come out. I want effort, playing with smartness, playing together. Right? There's like 3 key elements that you might have with your team. Right. Do you have any of those?
Yeah, I mean, it differs from team to team that I coach, but for this 10U team, right now at 10 years old, man, I'm looking for effort. I know not every 10-year-old is going to know every X and O play I throw out there. I'm not looking for the guy who can go between his legs, cross over, and drop a kid. You know what I mean? That's great, and we all get excited. That builds some team unity, and we get hyped for that. But I'm looking for the kid that will listen, is focused, and wants to be there. And I pride my team. I tell guys all the time, I pride my team on the IQ level. So I put 10 guys on the court that may not be the best athletes, but they're the smartest kids on the court. So I want my kids to hustle and rebound and play defense, because that's stuff that, without that you can't win. Well, we can work on the X's and O's. We can work on getting you to learn your jump shot. But it's all about the hustle. It's all about the, be willing to, listen and just kind of lock in when you're with me. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't want kids just coming in and, not taking it serious. So we pride ourselves on being smart and just being able to outgrind the next person.
For sure. Good stuff, Coach. You got to. So this year, what are some of the obstacles or adversity that you dealt with? Let's go off the court first. Then we're gonna go on the court. So this is two different examples that, as a coach, that you feel like sharing with this podcast. Now, I respect the right to say, hey, man, that's a locker room issue.
No, I think for our team, for our 10U team, off the court stuff, it's just making sure that everybody's on the same page as far as like I said, we're a new team. We played 9U and we played 10U, so we're 2 years now with the same team, and still the issue comes up is off the court is where's the playing time and stuff like that. And that is something that, of course, I've never been a father. I'm not a father. Hope to be someday, but I don't know. What they're feeling when they see their kid not playing. So that's stuff you're gonna get on every team, and that's just knowing your role. That's knowing if I'm not gonna play as much, well, maybe it's time to get myself in the gym and bust my butt a little harder to get some more PT. Or knowing that if this kid is better than me, what is my role as a team player? Is it to sit on the bench and pout, or is it to boost my other players? or is it to be the best cheerleader I can be for those guys on the court? So that's my off the court stuff. On the court stuff, difficulties.
No, but you gotta how do you deal with like how do you handle adversity? Because if you just roll the balls out and again we go back, we're just gonna say LeBron name again. If you got them, you're not really needed to coach LeBron because they're gonna coach themselves. Right. You're here to deal with all that. Like I said, if you told me that you're 10 deep, so you got to be connected with all 10 of those guys, you know? And then caring for them as a coach. How do you manage that whole? Well, yeah, you're not at the level to where the team trusts you at this moment, but there's light.
Right. I give we've run into it a couple times, and I let them know that it's a team thing. This team comes first, not just a sole player. And so I do what's best for my team. I don't do what's best for your son when it comes to the team. Now, I'll do whatever I can for your son. I love these kids. I love these kids with my whole heart. So I want them to know, if you're not playing, what can we do to get you there? Yeah. Right. So
your conversation, you feel, is more so with the parent, not the kid.
It's with the parent right
now.
So
do you feel like the kid actually has a problem and going to the parent? Because as a father, I know my son will come and tell me some things, and he opens up to me. So it's like you feeling like, hey, all right, you telling your dad, hey, I'm going here to make something happen. Right. So that part of a parent, you know that, but he's also showing you a different side too that he doesn't show the parent. Right. He had practice like, coach, I can handle this. Yes. And I understand. It's
both. It's both. Like I will have conversations with the kids because, like I said, I'm trying to make these young men. So the decisions that that I make for these kids, I got to be able to, not just give it to their parents to let them know why they're not playing. I gotta tell them as well, because coaches aren't just X's and O's. Coaches are making sure that they understand where you're coming from. Situations. Yes. So I want say Billy. I don't have a Billy on my team. Say Billy isn't getting the PT he wants, and and his parents are coming to me and asking why. Well, I'm gonna let him know why, and then I'm gonna tell Billy what he needs to do in practice. Yes. So now that me and the parents are on the same page, because we can't get this kid better if me and the parents aren't on the same page. Yeah. So first, we need to make sure that me and the parents are on the same page about what we need to do, because coaches only see kids for 4, maybe 5 hours a week. You know what I mean? Practices and games. True. But it's up to the parents to, at home, not just let them know what they need to do better and what they need to improve on it. Parents are the best support system you got. I tell my parents all the time, when they get in the car, just tell them you love them and that they did a good job, because they hear enough what they need to do better from me. You know what I mean? They need to know from their parents that, like, hey, this is what we need to work on. This is what Coach Kevin said we need to work on. This is, let's get to it. So as long as we're on the same page, that's the biggest thing. Because like I said, this is a family. We're trying to work together. And anything I can do to help these boys and these parents to get better.
For sure. I got you, man. And just moving off the second part of it on the court, because I think you answered that. You cleared the purpose of me asking you all of that stuff is coaching the younger ones and being competitive in a competitive setting is like a constant reminder. It's like, hey, I want to do this, but then it's like, oh, we did say this was a travel team that is excel. We want the best, and because it's a standard, it's something for everybody to reach to. Right. And I think even with that too, though, that's where you get it. And this is my personal opinion about trying to keep the team together. It gets harder because you do want them to have this open mindset of you have to work for your spot. Because coming up too, it's those. I moved around. Yeah. So when I first moved to Charlotte, it was like that whole we've been together. And it's like, yeah, I'm LeBron James coming in town. Right. I'm gonna get my spot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's like, absolutely. But you gotta climb over all that hurdle, because the world is constantly on that shift, and it is communities and organizations that's fortunate enough to keep it like that. But then eventually something's coming in there and just right. Change is inevitable. It's
keeping my kids positive, like you said, keeping them positive.
Yeah, keeping them positive. Like
in reality, man, if I gotta cut a kid, like you said, that is a learning thing. It doesn't mean I don't like you. It don't mean that you're not good enough for this team. It means that there are things you need to work on, and hopefully you'll grow from this. It's not something that I dislike you or whatever. Like I said, it is. I'm trying to teach. I'm trying to teach these kids, and rejection is a part of life. You know what I mean?
And not even just rejection, but it brings out the best in everybody when you have that I gotta do this because the guys are winning. You know what I'm saying? Listen. So in order to win, and I'll say winning the record wise, you have to go out there and you have to execute. You have to execute your on the court. Because I think that's what we did. We left off to we didn't really get to on the court adversity. But what are the good things you guys are doing on the court?
Man, like I said, my IQ level on this team is strong. I'm able to call timeouts and run plays. So for a 10-year-old to sit there and know where he's supposed to go to execute this play is something I've been blessed with as a coach. So I'm fortunate for these guys to all of them have great jump shots. All of them can dribble the ball. All of them can, just listen to what me and Coach Sean have to say and just execute it. So
high IQs
is great. Way. So it's fun getting out there and.
Is IQ something developed or is it a genetics thing?
It can be developed. It can be developed. Like if a kid is. There's some, at 10 years old, there's a lot of ADD kids, you know what I mean? Just all over the place.
I think all of them, I think every kid can only pay attention for a little bit of time, and then they're ready to go do kid things.
Right. But if you find a kid that loves basketball and wants to be around basketball,
true,
that is what you can focus IQ on. Because you can, like, I've got kids that, have parents that have played ball and, that this is what they want to do. So then they love it. They love they're gym rats. They're gym, 24/7. So getting them in the gym and them wanting to learn is a huge thing. And I make it fun. I'm not no drill sergeant. I don't make them run. We don't run in practice. We don't. There's not enough time for that. If we'll get you in shape. If you need to get in shape, we'll get you in shape. Or you don't belong with this team. We do stuff in practice that keeps us moving and keeps 10-year-olds, energetic and healthy and fresh. But
because that's not I'm just saying it's not a given. You got to pat yourself on the back to be able to keep them locked in because I really do believe, like you just say, we coming to work out.
Right.
And a kid will hear that word and be like,
I'm out.
I want to play.
Yeah.
I want to, but you got to make drills age appropriate.
Right.
And making it competition, it brings out kids love competition. That's why they play tag, and you're not it. And they do these games until there's no more playgrounds on recess time.
Yep.
So it's nothing that we can run away from.
Right.
But you organize it and you keep it to where we're trying to win these amount of games to build better people. It's about that's going to be the same thing. So this year it's coming to an end.
Played 4 tournaments now. We are 2 for 4 in the championship games. So we've twice first place, twice second place, but I think we're 20 and 3 on the season. And so my thing is we're seeing a lot of the same teams at tournaments, and that's something that we're going to hopefully get away from here in the next couple tournaments, but I want to again keep playing the best, keep improving, and I like we talked a little bit before is reaching out to teams to play them, meet them at other tournaments, and because I'll play. I love competition.
Yeah,
and like you said, my kids love competition. So I look around the room and I've got some trophies, but my team calls it cheap, crappy trophies. We call them cheap, crappy trophies. If you want a trophy, it's $18.95. I'll tell you where I get them from. You can go pick one up. If you want one, we can do it. But those don't mean nothing to me. Those are just pretty decoration from office. But I want the kids at 10 years old to play the best 10-year-olds in North Carolina. Whether that's in Charlotte, whether that's in Rocky Mount. If we gotta go to Myrtle Beach, wherever it is, I want them to play the best 10-year-old, so that way when the next year comes around, we're not missing a beat. We're still there with them and we're still playing and continuing to grow. All the way up to 17U because I want to play, the same team at 10 years old from Charlotte, when we're 17U and see where they're at and see where we're at.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool. That's the test. If they beat us by 30 now, I want to see if we play them at 17U. Hey, what's the score then? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Who improved the most?
Right.
Who got the most out of them? And then helping these kids grow into men. And then knowing you as a man, what do you do outside of basketball? Because it's ball is life until. Mm-hmm. We do have to do other things and growing these young men. How are you developing them through your program? I know you guys work on other stuff. But first, I want to get to you as a coach. Mm-hmm. What are some of your hobbies, leisure activities like?
So if I'm not coaching, I've got 4 or 5 things that I'm doing. I'm with my fiance, who's soon to be my wife, in September 7th. Mm-hmm. I'm looking forward to that. I got a dog. Yeah, appreciate it. I got a dog, and so that's my little family.
What kind of dog?
I got a black lab.
Black lab.
I love to hunt. That's number 2. I love to hunt. Love to be outdoors. I like to fish. And so anything you can put me out in the woods, let's do it. I'm in it. I love to golf. Like we were talking earlier, I'm a big golfer. Just picked me up a new Mizuno driver yesterday. And I'm ready.
Listen, I'm starting. I've been golfing. I've been toying with it, but now since my last basketball hiccup, I'm gotta find me a different one. A different kind of competitive sports. I'm about to get out there. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get on the court one time.
Let's do it.
Course one time.
Yeah. I'm not getting any younger. I'm trying to get into golf, something I can stick with for a while. Yeah. But and then the last 2 are my teams. I'm a big Duke Blue Devil fans. Hope Coach K lives forever.
Great coach.
Great coach. I get a lot of my stuff from him. But and then a big Carolina Panthers fan. Man, I love my local teams. Like I said, I'm born and raised here, so ain't no reason not to cheer for the Panthers. But my man Cam Newton and Luke Kuechly and.
It is a reason because I don't cheer for the Panthers. I mean, I like Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the only reason I like those guys since I was like younger, when the defense was really good, and it was a moving around thing for me. I wasn't always living in Charlotte. I ended up going to high school in Charlotte. By the time I got to Charlotte, I was already a diehard Buck fan. So then by then. I still respect the city though, for sure. Yeah. Hornets, everything. I actually been to games, and being down there in Charlotte is something different.
It's nice to have. I mean, not every state has a pro team like that, so it's nice to be able to get to Charlotte and, like you said, Hornets, Panthers.
But the Hornets we got to get it together, man. Thinking positively, we need to get it together.
Jordan, great player, terrible GM. I'm gonna throw that out right now.
You gonna put it out on him?
Put it out on Jordan. Hey, stick to your clothes, stick to your playing days, man. Yeah. Give up the GM to somebody else.
Yeah, man. I'll never. That's a life I would love to know about. My dream job is to run an organization like that. Man, where you can control the players, like big time players. Yeah, man. So if Jordan needs some help, man, hope you're listening to this podcast. I'll help you out, man. If you say you need some help, I know the pieces you need to get.
Yes, sir.
But other than that, man, we can keep going on forever. Because we didn't even get into the game.
Our game.
We didn't even get into the game.
It was a good one.
Yeah. We can talk about it real quick. You got a couple minutes? You got a couple minutes?
Yes.
All right. So at the MLK Center here in Wilmington, North Carolina, I coordinate the youth basketball league where we have our different teams over we have 12 teams actually, 2 divisions, 8. But anyway, so in this basketball league, we actually enter our team into a competition called the SWAT, tournament against recreational basketball leagues. So what we did was we took players from each team, we formed an all-star team, and then I called up Kevin here, and he has his recreational basketball league as well through Halo Sports, and they actually out of that. Some of their players come. I don't want to speak on him on what they do, how they form their team. But we called for a scrimmage. He came over. He met us. He had his boys over there ready as they can be to play our
9 a.m.
9 a.m. And what was cool, I'm glad he just said yes to that because we had. Our first game was at 9 o'clock in the morning. So I definitely didn't want them in their comfort zone. I was like, I wanted to go earlier. I wanted them to get up. All the things that comes with playing on a Saturday morning. I wanted to do that before we actually went out of town to play another team. So, of course, I called over. We already have a partnership with Halo, and we work together. And I was like, it makes sense. They have their league. Let's get it together. Man, Kevin made this the easiest thing in the world. He just said, yeah, man, pick the time. It didn't even have to be a lot of going back and forth. So, anyways, they came over. We played by the SWAC rules. It was 2 halves, 14 minutes. running clock, stopping the last 2. You couldn't press at half court, and we did a basketball game. Had real officials out there. Had fans. I coached one team, MLK All Stars. Shout out to my team. And Kevin coached his team.
That's right.
Halo Excel. And I'm not, yeah. And they won the game. You guys won by 1 point, correct?
Yeah, I think it was 1 point.
One point.
I had some free throws at the end that could have made me feel a little bit more comfortable, but yeah, it was a good game. Real good game.
It was, and it was moments in that game where as a coach, and I coached that team and thinking some of the things like turnovers and just we went over this and it just went out of their mind. Yeah. For me, it's a respect to you for doing that because you guys. You're dealing with 10-year-olds, man, and again, you have their kids going to be kids. Kids are going to do kid things. I had that on the podcast. The coach said that. Coach Jermaine said it, man, on one of my podcasts. He was like, kids are going to do kid things. Yeah, and that is real. So that put us in perspective of no excuses why we lost the game. We lost the game because I lost the game. We're going to put it on me as a coach. That's what we do. And they also won the game. It was a great team. So we did get that. I've seen these guys play firsthand, and I actually came to watch you guys play. Yeah. Love the way you conduct yourself on the sideline, man, because that goes a long way too. And just keep doing what you're doing, the great things that you're doing. Yeah. Here. Yeah.
Just, like I said, it ain't about me; it's about these kids. So, whatever I can do to make a difference in their lives, that's what it's all about. So, just gonna keep doing it, and hopefully, maybe in a couple of years we'll do this again when my boys are, middle school, high school, and see where we're at.
For sure, man. I know that door is going to stay open there, man. So appreciate everything you do, Coach.
Absolutely.
All right, that's it.